Imagine a car that never needs refueling, never charges, yet it keeps going, year after year, without pause, without emissions, without service. That was the promise of a revolutionary concept once called the thorium car. A vehicle meant to run on nuclear energy, but without uranium and without a power plant-sized reactor. The fuel was supposed to be thorium, a radioactive element that is 4 times more common than uranium and has far better properties. It is more stable, less dangerous, cheaper, and produces significantly less nuclear waste. 1 gram of this metal was said to last up to 10 years of vehicle operation. 3 grams could cover the entire lifespan of a car. According to some calculations, an amount of thorium the size of a coffee bean could allow a car to travel more than 800,000 kilometers without refueling, without charging, without replacing the engine. The idea came from a small American company called Laser Power Systems. Back in 2009, they proposed that thorium could serve as a clean and long-term energy source for personal transportation. Their design suggested that thorium would be heated by a laser to high temperatures, producing steam. The steam would then drive a turbine that generates electricity. The result would be a nuclear drive with 0 emissions and no need to refill the fuel. This is not science fiction. Thorium has been studied since the 1950s, and although a commercial thorium reactor has never been built, research continues. In 2021, China announced that it had launched the first operational thorium-based reactor in Gansu province. Denmark, through the company Copenhagen Atomics, is developing small modular thorium reactors for decentralized energy production. India has the world's largest known thorium reserves and plans to build an entire nuclear network based on it. Researchers from MIT and Sweden's KTH Royal Institute of Technology are actively exploring thorium as the main fuel of the future. And yet thorium cars still do not exist. And the question is why? The first reason is simple: regulation. Even though thorium is not as dangerous as uranium, it is still a radioactive substance. Installing such material in a regular car would require a protective shell that would be heavy, expensive, and extremely complex. The second problem is the technology itself. Miniaturizing a reactor to the size suitable for a personal vehicle is still beyond our capabilities. And even if it were technically possible, the economics do not add up. Development, testing, certification, and production would cost far more than any electric car today. The third barrier is public acceptance. Most people are not ready for the idea of driving around with nuclear fuel under the hood. No matter how safe it might be, the word radioactive still sparks fear, and that's not easy to overcome. Still, the idea of a thorium car hasn't disappeared. Images of the Cadillac WTF concept car still circulate online, a design study for a thorium-powered vehicle, but it was never a functioning prototype. Only a visual concept that aimed to show what the future might look like. The truth is, there is currently no thorium car, and nothing indicates that this will change anytime soon. However, some military and industrial projects suggest that thorium might be deployed sooner than we think in closed systems. Maritime transport, space probes, or remote military outposts, places where performance and long-term self-sufficiency matter more than cost, are already exploring thorium as a reliable energy source that can last months or even years without human intervention. And it's in such extreme environments that technology is often born, long before it reaches everyday people. So thorium is far from dead. On the contrary, in nuclear energy circles it is gaining more attention than ever. It may well be the cleanest and most stable way to produce electricity without emissions. If we ever manage to build a safe and cost-effective thorium reactor, it is not impossible that a smaller version could power vehicles. But it won't be tomorrow. And maybe not even in 10 years. But in 50? Maybe. One day when you see a car that has no fuel tank, no battery, and yet silently drives hundreds of kilometers every day without ever stopping to recharge, it may be powered by something else. Not a cable, not gasoline, but a single gram of a gray heavy metal we once dismissed as a byproduct of uranium mining. Thorium, the fuel that could change everything. If we ever let it. Subscribe us for more videos.